Avengers Age of Ultron is garbage, folks.
Is it an alligator or a crocodile? I don't know the difference, and at this point, I'm too afraid to ask.
Look at that. That is a werewolf, folks.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Den of Geek Presents Marvel Standom Live. I'm Mike Cicchini, the editor-in-chief of denofgeek.com, and with me this week, for all time and always, until they get sick of me, we've got Den of Geek News and Features editor Kirsten Howard, Den of Geek TV editor Alec Bajalin, and welcome back, brilliant pop culture writer, Den of Geek contributor, all-around good guy, Mr. Joe George. Kind of a slow news week for Marvel. We dissected Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 pretty thoroughly last week. Movie had a respectable, if unspectacular, opening weekend at the box office. So we're going to dive into the archives again because we had such a good time talking about The Incredible Hulk Returns. Well, everybody except Alec had a good time talking about The Incredible Hulk Returns. We're going to talk about the lost Marvel crossovers that never happened in movies and TV. Kirsty, I promise not to destroy or run a show this week, so take it away.
There was a Blade and Underworld crossover movie planned. The thing about this is that not a lot of people know for some reason. I think because they didn't really make it part of the marketing or anything like that. But Selene from the Underworld movies is based on Chris Claremont's mutant Marvel character Selene. At one point, there was an alternate ending to Blade Trinity that teased werewolves. So it's not as far-fetched as you think. Underworld star Kate Beckinsale revealed not long back that there were plans for a Blade and Underworld crossover movie. But unfortunately, or fortunately, if you're so inclined, the Blade rights had gone back to Marvel from New Line. And as we know, they had their own plans for Blade in the upcoming MCU reboot that keeps getting kicked down the road due to one issue or another. So it didn't happen, but it could have been very cool, I think.
Guys,
is this it?
This is the one. even though I previously revealed that I've never seen a Blade movie, you know what I have seen?
All the Underworld movies, Alec?
Every single Underworld movie.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the greatest film franchise in the history of the medium. Whoever had the idea of let's just have vampires in leather coats shoot at werewolves is on the same level of whoever discovered fire. These movies are amazing, and we deserve Blade in them, specifically Wesley Snipes' Blade.
Joe's making a face.
I've got to be the Alec here. I've never seen an Underworld movie, so
really?
I have no idea. I mean, it's people in leather fighting each other. I can see why Blade would fit in that. So, but no, never seen one. I own several of them. My wife loves them, but we've just never sat down and watched them together. So
the lore gets surprisingly deep in the Underworld movie.
Yeah,
it really does.
After I saw it, when the first one came out, and me and my buddies, and it was all dudes, trust me. Me and my buddies went out to rushed out to see this. And I came out of it and just super pumped about this movie. And my one friend looks at me and he goes, can I have my money back? He was wrong. I don't care.
Man. I think the third one of those movies might be the best one. The prequel with Michael Sheen. I don't know whether anyone remembers the third one or has seen. I know Alec's seen it.
I do.
Alex with me.
Michael Sheen's in the first one too. I mean,
yes,
he just takes on the big role in the third one. I think the best performance in all of those movies is Bill Nighy.
Oh, he's amazing in those.
Yeah.
Bill Nighy doesn't know how to do half a job on anything. He will show up to the set of Underworld and go 1,000%.
Folks, you know who's a big Underworld movie fan? You're never gonna guess. Our movies editor, David Crow, who is who always gives a little bit of side eye to Marvel movies in general and everything else. Folks, yes, like our movies that are David Crow is one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. Okay. And, you know, but definitely, you know, can be a little bit of like a film critic sometimes. David's down with the Underworld movies.
Yeah.
Like, in fact, if you go to denofgeek.com/underworld and poke around, like he wrote like an impassioned defense of like the Shakespearean weirdness of the Underworld movies.
I had no idea about this. This is amazing knowledge, actually. Do you think that David knows that Selene is based on a Marvel character? And
I don't think so.
Would it break him to find out?
Oh my God. You know, just one thing before we move on, because in the chat, going back to what we were talking about with Spider-Man before, Direct Eye Contact was fan casting, like after I was talking about Fred Waugh as the stuntman in the 70s, you know, Spider-Man suit. He said 80s Jackie Chan should have been Spidey, like, you know, pre-Rush Hour Jackie Chan. And no joke, when me and my friends were kids, that was like, you know, watching old Jackie Chan movies on like bootleg VHS. That was always the ideal in our heads for what a Spider-Man should be, is like just the wild, goofy, you know, how is this even happening, Jackie Chan stuff. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say hi to everybody in the chat. Hello.
I think that tracks because Jackie Chan would have physically been perfect as Spider-Man. And even though he's no Jackie Chan, Tom Holland does a lot of his own stunts now and definitely has the sort of balletic approach. But I think you have to be a physical actor to pull off Spider-Man to be a great Peter Parker, you know?
Definitely. The thing that sold me on Tom Holland, like obviously well before Homecoming came out and Civil War came out, but I remember watching like Instagram videos of him like just doing like standing backflips and stuff. And I was like, okay, this kid can be Spidey. Anything else on our wonderful Blade? We've talked a lot about how great the Underworld franchise is, but we didn't talk a lot about the Blade elements. But you know, I guess there's not much else to say there.
I think those two would have been brilliant on screen together. I can't imagine it, but also when I do imagine it, it's good.
Man, when we get to like the big splash page scene in Avengers like 9 or 10, like 14 years from now, and like a CGI Kate Beckinsale as Selene shows up, I'm going to lose my shit.
We are at Marvel Standom on Twitter and Instagram. Drop us a line. Let us know your burning questions and what you want us to cover in upcoming episodes. Don't forget to also check out our DC show. DC Standom is available on all major podcast platforms. And check out Talking Strange, our paranormal, unexplained, and horror show hosted by the brilliant Aaron Sagers. Now, if you came in late, you'll be able to watch this entire episode on denofgeek.com or at our YouTube home, Den of Geek US. And don't forget, you can check out past episodes there and also wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you once again to our sponsor, eBay. Thanks to Andrew Halley, the best producer in the multiverse. Special shout out, Michael R. makes the podcast version of this show for those of you listening later all it can be. We thank you for putting up with everybody in the comments, keeping us in line, keeping me on my toes. But most of all, thank you all for watching, listening, following, and subscribing. This has been Marvel Standom on the Den of Geek Network. Until next time, remember, folks, stand together.